The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the International Championship.
It's time for some international flavor and some international action in one of OCW's few international pay-per-views, the Clash 2020 live from San Siro Stadium in Milan, Italy. The first title of the night to be defended. And the challenger coming out first, it is the pride of Mexico, sporting a very unique look, Angus. It is El Parca.
I mean, he looked like he walked off the set of Magic Mike, but I mean, he's a very serious competitor coming for a very important title. He's certainly going to be not fooling around in this match, despite what his suspenders might suggest.
Those are some competitive suspenders, and compete is what the international title has been all about. He had to fight 3 competitors in order to make it here, and even then, he himself is coming off an intense battle at the 15th anniversary show against the former CCW World Champion Rex.
Yeah, I mean, say what you will about his fashion sense, he's been an incredible competitor in the ring. He's really been one of those kind of star rookies rising through the ranks with solid match competition, good, good manners in the ring. He doesn't cheat, he doesn't blindside people. He does everything he needs to do straight by the book, and that's a lot harder than cheating your way to the top like Thomas Archer's done. So very impressive, Parca.
And my friend, it doesn't seem to matter where we are when OCW fans are in the stands. You're getting nothing but a standing boovation for Thomas Archer.
Well, the man deserves it. As many times I've said it, he's a strong competitor, and he's also not a very nice man. Very obnoxious. You know, he's basically got bought slaves that follow him around and do his dirty work. They attacked El Parca after he won that match. He offered to shake his hand, and he stabbed the man in the back. Great theme song, though.
And Thomas Archer, as obnoxious as ever, no roof on the building here, so he's flying a helicopter over to drop his Archer bucks on the unwanted citizens of Italy.
I mean, he's so obnoxious, he tips a hat that doesn't exist. Just puts his hand above there and goes, oh.
And of course, this match coming on the back of the #1 contenders match that took place at Riot 547 after Archer proclaimed he didn't have any competitors left to fight. After his victory against Danny Watts.
Everyone involved in that match and the matches before it really proved him wrong. There was so many people fighting for that international title, possibly the most of any title in OCW right now. I mean, you got tons of competitors. I could run down a list of names, but I'm sure you already know them. There's a lot of people gunning for this belt. Whether El Parca wins or Thomas Archer, there's going to be a lot of people coming up at them.
Weighing in at 210 pounds, the Grim Reaper. Introducing the champion from Beverly Hills, California, weighing in at 241 pounds, he is the International Champion, Thomas Archer.
And your competitors have been announced. The man sporting the Joker look and the power bottom with a muffin top. He hands over his International Championship to our lead official, Akita, who will do for the first time today my favorite thing and yours. Hey, Akita, throw it up!
I just got one question before this prestigious match goes underway. Is he cosplaying as like Joaquin Phoenix or looking more like a Jack Nicholson over there?
I don't know. He is no joke, but today he's putting on quite a look for the fans.
He is El Poker.
The bell rings. El Poker inside the ring as Thomas Archer takes a stroll around the ring. If he got more steps in normally, he wouldn't look the way that he does. And here comes Thomas Archer right to the ground game, right to the legs, Angus.
You can say all you want, but it's a big tactic. I mean, as we know, El Parca is a house of fire. He's a fast, furious competitor, really driven by the crowd, driven by his own passion. Archer wants to slow him down, wants to make it more methodical, wants to use his mind games to win.
And this is going to be a battle of fast. It's going to be Fast Fury versus Fast Food, and right now a fast DDT. Thomas Archer burying the masked head of El Parca into the mat.
You know, everybody in the Fast and Furious franchise is getting too old for it, but certainly not these two men, both fully willing to go in the ring and give it all. Although Archer would like to avoid it if he absolutely can.
Parca giving it all as his competitor eats it all. Right now, again, trying to go back to the legs, but Parca's smart. He's a top-tier competitor, Angus. He is no joke.
No, he was smart until he went for the stomach. There's too much fat there. He's impenetrable.
Oh, yeah.
You got to aim for the head.
Big old shield there from Thomas Archer. Maybe a strategic decision to sculpt, if you want to use that word, the body the way that he does. And say what you will about his look, but this is one thing that he does well. It's attack the lower base to try and lock in that figure 4 leg lock.
Absolutely. Honorary owner of a Samoan belly, Thomas Archer is one of the most gifted tacticians in the ring in OCW in its history, not just currently.
Nice running forearm there from El Parca, looking to get his first championship here in OCW after coming up short at the 15th anniversary show, as we mentioned.
Now, I may say, coming up short, it was an incredibly close match, one of the most hotly contested ones we've seen in OCW history. We didn't see anyone take Rex that far until he lost that title by proxy to B-17 or Cassidy Hayes or however that's going. And it's certainly incensed Rex, and he's coming back with a vengeance.
Yeah, we saw him return on the go-home show at Turmoil as we see Parca bouncing off the middle rope here. Nice! Hurricane Rana DDT. More innovation from the Pride of Mexico. Rex did return as we see a pin attempt here from Parca, and we will see the CCW Championship defended later on today. But right now, we've got the big white belt around the big white waist to worry about.
And there's certainly no small belts in OCW. Everything means something to somebody. To Thomas Archer, it means proving that he's above all the plebeians in the audience. All these goofers, all these ham and eggers, all these jobbers, all these normies with no money. And El Parca capturing that title would mean that fighting the good fight does win the day, even in this dark, dreary world.
And including all of the words you just used, all of those insults, I'm sure he's got a few slurs that are not commentary friendly that he would give to our wonderful Italian fans out here. And once again, that leg offense that has kept him the champion for most of the International Championships rebirth early last season. Of course, the one stint from Solomon Kane aside, Thomas Archer was never pinned in that contest and won it back pretty easily, Angus.
Absolutely. And while Archer poses, I'll take the time to talk about Solomon Kane. Has he joined Christianity? Is that what I was seeing being teased on the TV on Turmoil?
There's been a lot of speculation around former international champion Solomon Kane, one of OCW's finest prospects. His future up in the air right now.
It really shouldn't be. I mean, he took the loss too hard. It happens to everybody at OCW. You're gonna lose. You're gonna have your momentum hurt. You're gonna be stalled. I mean, Parca experienced it himself, but look at him. He's right back in title contention because he didn't sit down and give up, because he went back in there. You know, he put on his big boy pants and his big boy suspenders, and he said, I'm gonna beat the crap out of Thomas Archer.
And he certainly earned this. We talked about it earlier, that #1 contenders match against a lot of strong competitors. Jet Draven, since his return, has won a lot of contests. Jackson Montgomery with a newfound respect for the ring. And then, of course, one of Thomas Archer's lackeys, Max Edwards, also a part of that match. You got to think he had a lot of incentives to win. But,
absolutely.
They all came up short, and now it's El Parca.
All great prospects. I mean, Jackson Montgomery's been really impressing me with his new attitude, and he's certainly kept his wrestling acumen. Since he left, hasn't really lost much of a step. And Jet Draven, maybe his nickname should be Silent but Violent. He doesn't seem to talk much. He doesn't seem to show up other than to do what needs to be done.
And right now, Thomas Archer doing what needs to be done, getting the advantage, and the big zag, taking advantage of El Parca's size difference. Here's the cover. Is that going to be all she wrote? No. Parca, always the fighter. Always the resilient Mexican. Gets his shoulder up off the mat.
I mean, we saw the punishment he took in the match versus Rex. I think Archer might be worried. Most of his opponents he's put out with his finisher. Maybe once, maybe he's had to use his submission.
Look at this. Look at this. Now Ted getting fed up with the man with the shoe polish haircut and tossing the chair to the outside. And that seemed to be just a distraction now as we work on this leg again in an old school
as
leg
I
lock.
was saying, I think he may be worried about Parker's resiliency. I think he may be worried that his regular routine might not be enough to do it after all that punishment he took from Rex and still survived for so long. So maybe he's looking for any advantage he can squeeze by to really make sure he keeps that title and keeps his pride in being so above everybody else.
And one thing you can do by taking out the lower base of Parca is halt his high-flying ability and maybe even take out his lower base, but you got to go for the body. You got to try and neutralize the heart of El Parca if you want to keep him down for the 3 count.
I mean, with El Parca, you might have to rip it straight out of his chest.
And with the way he's dressed, I wouldn't be surprised if he did it himself. And now El Poker over the rope and dropping the damaged leg on the head of Thomas Archer, and now putting up a big-time fight, maybe the best since we've seen from Solomon Kane.
Yeah, it certainly seemed like he was losing a lot of ground to Thomas Archer earlier, really falling prey to the strategies. But he's climbing his way back up that ladder. He knows what's on the line here. Not just the title, but the pride, and maybe even more important than the title, making Thomas Archer shut up.
And I know we're in Milan and not San Antonio, but Parca looking to climb that proverbial wall and take home the International Championship. Right now trying to slow it down with the hammerlock. Not going to happen. It's Parca trying to keep the pace, can play his own game here.
As much as we don't like him, Thomas Archer has certainly been a wall to most of the people going for the international title. I mean, as much as they might talk about how he's a coward, he's running away, and all those things are true, but at the same time, when he has to perform, he absolutely does. Right there, avoiding El Parca's signature trouble in Tijuana.
That's right, and now right back to the leg, and this time following it up with a big-time backdrop. Thomas Archer is technically sound, even if he is technically fat.
Now, technically correct is the best kind of correct, as I'm sure he would tell you. Stomping on the back of the knee, just disrespectfully trying to keep Parca getting back to his feet, get some wind back.
And one thing El Parca definitely wants to avoid is being foreclosed on. Of course, that double knee impact maneuver, that'll take you out once and for all, maybe take years off your career. And another trouble. Tijuana! Down goes the champion out of nowhere! We talked about it with Angel Serenity, but El Parca has one of those out-of-nowhere finishers, and that could net him his first gold in OCW. The cover. 1, 2. Oh, and Thomas Archer gets his shoulder off the mat just in the nick of time.
They say once kicked, twice shy. No regrets at all, except for the fact that Thomas Archer somehow managed to kick out. And I'll give you $20 if you guess what song I was quoting there. That goes to everyone in the fans, too. I'll do it.
That means nobody watching at home is winning any money, because we are talking to you. Trouble in Tijuana not going to connect. He did go for it. And once again, the old-school wrestling skill now from Thomas Archer.
I mean, that is something I always like to see. OCW is very new school. There's a lot of innovative offense, but sometimes all you need to do is pick somebody up and put them down with authority.
And look, speaking of authority, Thomas Archer not flanked by his lackeys. Of course, Max Edwards being the one that did unmask himself. He thinks he can do it all by himself, as he said on multiple occasions. And after getting one trouble in Tijuana, it's only a matter of time, I would think.
It might be, but at the same time, Parca's been having his problems as well. He's got the offense right now, but, anytime those legs could give out, they've taken serious punishment in this match. Thomas Archer might succeed in the long game, or he might not.
Another one! Oh, my goodness, and we saw Rex kick out of 4 Trouble in Tijuana kicks. Is Thomas Archer going to be as lucky? The cover!
Ted, get on the ground.
Crown a new champion, Ted!
Throw that hand down.
2! We have crowned a new champion in our first title match here today at the Clash.
Talk about setting a precedent. El Parca redeeming himself after that loss to Rex. I can't wait to see what excuses Thomas Archer's going to have on the following Riot.
Here is your winner.
What an unbelievable performance. Some may call it a consolation prize after his loss at the 15th anniversary show, but with how that belt has been draped over the shoulder of Thomas Archer for so long, I think this is an unbelievably impressive victory from El Parca.
Absolutely.
And look out!
Whoa. I was about to say.
Oh, right behind him, a big DDT! And that one of those masked lackeys, one of the insurance policies from Thomas Archer, who is under this mask. Oh my God, taking out the new champion.
As far as I'm concerned, it doesn't matter who's under the mask. He's already lost the title. There's nothing on the line here other than petty vengeance. I mean, to quote the Joker, El Parca, after all that fighting, he got what he effing deserved, and this was not what he deserved.
Oh, now with his legs taken out in a big-time match, gone, it looks like I thought the table was going to get involved, but thankfully the masked man going to retreat. They're bowing his head. Sickening stuff, but we did crown a new champion, and we've got more championships here later on in the Clash. Up next, the Light Heavyweight Championship is on the line. The true championship, as stated by Ryu Matsumoto, and he takes on the #1 contender, the upstart, the Castianity Lost Boy, T.Y. Sparks.